I know this video is going to get met with a lot of resistance, but hear me out. Here's why I think you should throw away your scale and never weigh yourself again. Hello everyone, my name is Hannah. I'm a registered dietitian. Today I want to try to convince you to stop weighing yourself. And I know this might be hard for you to hear, to receive, and to take action on, but it is something to at least think about. For a lot of people, I've seen this time and time again, the scale is a very addictive tool, something we rely on. For some people, it has been in their life for years. I have met people who can tell me their exact weight to the ounce, like Monday through Friday of last week. And the part about that is the most upsetting is that their entire feeling of self-worth and their entire mood for that day going forward depends on what that number says. If the number is at or below the arbitrary number in their head they want it to be at, the mood of the day is happy. If the number is above that arbitrary number they want it to be at, then the rest of their day is going to be a bad day in their mind. And then this number on the scale impacts the food choices for the day. If the number is down and you have clearly been succeeding with your diet, you might continue to restrict or follow said diet. Or you might treat yourself and enjoy foods that aren't on your diet, and then when you weigh yourself the next day, the number might go up. And when that number is up, it can also go one of two ways. If the number is up, you might restrict even more to try to get it to go down, or you might have the attitude of, oh, the number's up, why do I even try anymore? I'm just going to quit and I'm going to binge eat everything in sight. So it's really a lose-lose situation. Weighing yourself makes you second guess your body's intuition, your hunger cues, your fullness cues. And that makes it really difficult to eat intuitively. If you guys have been on my channel for a while, you know that I practice intuitive eating and I try to promote those practices in people that I work with. I have an entire video on the principles of intuitive eating. I will link that below, and I can also include some of my favorite intuitive eating dietitians. But one of the biggest parts of intuitive eating is that you no longer need to worry about the number on the scale. And here is one of the biggest reasons why you don't need to be concerned with that number. There are so many factors that contribute to that one single number. It does not take only into account how fat you are or how skinny you are. That number is an accumulation of your muscle mass, your bones, your body fat, your water weight, which varies every single day. It can vary depending on your hydration status, the types of food you eat. Like if you had more carbs or more salt, the scale might go up a little bit. But that's not because you gained fat mass. You have to eat in a caloric surplus, meaning you're eating more calories than your body burns, consistently to gain that fat mass. So when the scale is fluctuating up and down, that is normal. It doesn't mean you're gaining fat, losing fat, gaining fat, losing fat. And speaking of, the number on the scale does not dictate how much fat mass you have versus how much muscle mass you have. And yes, it is generally a lot better for us to have more muscle mass than fat mass. Again, speaking very generally here because everyone's needs are so different. But you've probably also heard that muscle weighs more than fat, and this is true. This is why, big, muscly, competitive bodybuilders are technically considered obese based on BMI. So again, bottom line, there are so many factors that contribute to that one number, and so many of them are out of our control. The foods you eat and the exercise you do are only playing a very small part on that number. The scale is just not an accurate depiction of our overall health. You can't tell if someone is healthy or not based on one number that the scale reads off. In our society, we have been brainwashed to think that if a person is in a smaller body, they are healthy, and if a person is in a larger body, they are unhealthy. And that is just simply not true. There are so many factors that play a role on your health that we can't simply determine if you're healthy based on what your body looks like. What matters a lot more than the number on the scale is your health promoting behaviors. Both a person in a large body and a person in a smaller body and everywhere in between will be improving their health if they're focusing on behaviors. Your weight is not a behavior. If you are focusing on getting more fruits and vegetables, you're focusing on finding new ways of movement that you enjoy, you are sleeping better, you're getting in more water, you're reducing your stress, those behaviors are going to be beneficial for anybody, no matter what the number on the scale says. And like I've kind of already alluded to, people who are constantly watching their weight are probably going to be more stressed. They may not sleep as well. The number might lead someone to feel very down, and so they don't want to go out and exercise. Not to mention that those who are constantly doing diets and constantly trying to lose weight are way more likely to have that weight regain. This obsession with the scale can lead to disordered eating, eating disorders. And when we're spending all of this time worrying about this one number, we have less mental capacity to think about those health promoting behaviors such as sleep, mental health, all of that. I know it can feel really scary to even think about getting rid of the scale because you feel like you're losing that sense of control. But the truth is you don't have much control over what that number is. But start small. If you're someone who weighs yourself every single day, maybe cut back to 3 days a week, and then once a week, and then once a month. And then when you feel ready, I highly encourage you to throw that bad guy away. Get rid of it. Smash it with a hammer. It'll feel so good. You will have so much more mental capacity to focus on other things that will actually be benefiting your health. Getting rid of the scale will allow you to rebuild trust with your body. You can become more of an intuitive eater, and you can eat in ways that feel good without having to worry what that is going to do to that one arbitrary number. You won't have a number to rely on to tell you how you're doing, so you'll have to listen to your body and listen to when you're hungry, when you're full, what nutrients do I need. You're going to feel more confident in your choices because you are going to actually be in control. You're not going to have that false sense of control anymore. Progress can be determined in so many ways, and the number on the scale does not have to be one of them. All right, I could talk all day about this, but I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope this gets you thinking and at least leads you to consider throwing away the scale, because that number on the scale, your weight, is the least interesting thing about you. You have so much more to offer in this world than just being thinner. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.